Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Quantum Dispatch, our end of week podcast with myself, One Dark Enigma, and my beautiful assistant, Eason. Welcome, and
I'll stop
hope
it.
everyone is doing splendidly this weekend. I've been away the last few days. I've actually been up in Format in Manchester, part of a gaming sort of like content creator get together, a couple of industry members. Hence this beautiful T-shirt. I haven't actually played the game. I did.
Lawn mowing simulator?
I,
What?
you want to watch Paint Dry? Paint Drying Simulator is coming soon. But
Is
no,
that
I
when
I
is
won a
that
raffle.
I just have to know, like, is lawn mowing simulator where you have like your next door neighbor like peep at you and like you've got like a sort of like an antagonist that you don't want to connect with, and then you've got like that foxy, slightly older lady next door that wants you to mow a lawn, so to speak.
Do you know what? I do not know. I did win the raffle, so I did get a copy of this T-shirt, a nice little enamel mug. I got like a recyclable pen. Well, I say I got a copy of the game on Nintendo Switch. A big box that conveniently fit everything I won in the night. I did win a PlayStation 5 controller, which I kind of should have brought with me, but it's honestly it's beautiful. So hello to everyone in chat. Tonight we're talking about the changes and additions coming to 3.24.2. These numbers are starting to do me absolute
Leaks and
noggin in.
tweaks,
Leaks and the tweaks.
but also with a special guest of lawn mowing simulator. I mean, CJ's just put in chat. It also works with steering wheel, which when the Virpal yoke comes out. I mean, I'm gonna go to town.
Oh, we'll have to get it
Uh,
up in a bit. Honestly, that thing looks magical, but
literally.
I'm more of a light fighter to sort of medium freight. I'm not the sort of guy who's generally going around in the C2 or in Boeing 747, so I wouldn't really use that whole thing. But if CJ wants to mow his lawn with it, be my guest. I'm sure we can get lawn mowing simulation in esports. How fast can you mow this man's lawn? Off you go.
There's so much innuendo potential for that. Like, oh my god, I just think it's absolutely fantastic, and I need to check out that game immediately. But when you mentioned, you're not the yoke type of guy. I'm not either. I'm dual stick. But I did see a video of a real life Hercules transport plane flying through like a valley, I think in Wales. And ever since then, I was just like, I'd like to go low flying with my C2 in a canyon. That would be pretty tasty. Let's go. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So, with the
Uh,
upcoming changes, what are you most looking forward to?
well, I mean, the biggest thing from a visual perspective, have you seen the new Quantum like VFX and SFX? Oh my god! Also the music. I'm a sucker for
Do you mean
like
this?
originals. I mean, look at that. And you can't.
You
This
can watch that
isn't
later.
doing it. Oh, stop it! Absolute tease.
Oh, you can watch that later.
It's disgusting. But like those of you that are listening to us right now and watching, like you couldn't hear the audio there. It just didn't do it justice. Like the sound, the look of it is absolutely spectacular. And you know, being able to do that sort of stuff, it's exactly what keeps this game from not aging. Considering this game was first playable like back in 2000 and I think 14 was when version 1 came out with the hangar. And if you go back and look at the old footage of the hangar, you'll see how far we've come, which a lot of new players don't remember, and they're still getting frustrated about things, understandably. But yeah. Tweaks though. Have you seen? I mean, I came back. I was on holiday as well, and the amount of vehicle changes that have come in is ridiculous. And I believe this was just yesterday as well. Do you have the link there to show the people?
I do. I'm just getting. Oh,
Twanky just said only 2 subs away from 10. Is that
we've got that
like
many subs.
Subway? Is that Subway subs?
I
Because
feel like that
I
guy.
can't.
He's like whittling away wood. It's like a Samoan gentleman. It's like, did that get subs? No, no. You get this. You get this for free. Thank you ever so
Well,
much for your support, though. It's going to go towards some amazing projects that we've got in our pipeline, which and is not going to be published on the pipeline, not just yet anyway. A couple of people in chat know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, going to be incredible. Right, keep them
Do you want to
talking.
elaborate a bit more on that?
Nope, nope. Keep talking whilst I locate this link.
Yeah. So, I mean, leaks and tweaks. I mean, we've also had Evocati have had a new patch, and I'm not part of Evocati. I'm first wave. I like people to go in first before me and take, be the meat shield. That's always good. But I will not lie, I have tried to get Evocati for a very long time, ever since I started playing. I've just never got to it because my job is pretty intense and I don't get to spend as much time in this as a lot of other people do. But Evocati is not for everyone. Uh, I'll beat. I'm just checking the chat here. I mean, I'll beat you if you'd like me to.
Wait,
No,
what?
Swanky. It's this is getting out of hand. But yeah, I think I digress. When it comes to like the changes and stuff, that we've got a lot of stuff happening to ships. Like one ship's getting, I think, like 6 size 2 shields, which sounds like a lot, but according to um someone that we know, it's actually a downgrade.
Hmm. Okay, so
Swanky's also wave one. Go wave one. That's what I say. Yep, CJ, that is the Redeemer. We weren't gonna reveal it just yet, but yeah. Size 2 is OP.
well, that escalated quickly. It
Yeah,
did
but the
indeed.
numbers don't lie. That it is still a downgrade from what it was originally. Or at least my sources tell me. Uh, yeah, new ship armor is definitely going to change everything. Um, and it's nice that ballistics are back. I think that's the most positive change that I've seen. Um, that was a really nice surprise, an accidental surprise. I was playing Pirate Swarm, and you go into a game and you find out that you've set your load up, and then all of a sudden you go in
Flips.
and you haven't got laser cannons, you've got the original stock, and you're just like, I just did this. Well, I had all Omniskis plus size 4 Revenant, but that size 4 Revenant cut through an Aurora really quickly and just popped it, and I was like, that that didn't happen like a few weeks ago. Something's happened. So yeah, ballistics are back in full force.
I'm just
Apparently
going
deadbolt.
to just stand by what Swanky's just dropped in chat. So we all have no idea what anything is going to be until we get the chance to test things and see what it's like when armor comes in. Granted, yes, true. That's why we're not going to be commenting on the latest announcement that Master Mode and the flight model is slowing down. We're just going to trust the
We're staying
process
away
for
from
now
that.
and jump into it and test it for ourselves. So, yeah, not going to go to that level today, but there's more of the stuff we're actually looking forward to. Otherwise, this is going to turn into Salty Mike or something
Well,
else.
quite honestly, I think that 3-week hiatus that I had for holiday, coming back to the game after that, the game felt amazing. It was really good to have a short break away from it because you kind of forget the model that was,
Mm,
and you get back into it, and then you get some gameplay with friends that goes really well, and you're like, actually, this isn't so bad after all.
that's the key
So
thing, isn't it? The key reason why we
yeah,
play this game is that social aspect and being with each other when you're raiding the the bunkers and
CJ
getting all
just
the bugs. Or I've
CJ
just
just went, yeah, but you're wrong. So
I don't know what
all
part
right,
that was to.
maybe probably master modes.
Maybe
But
so.
I think a big thing is time heals all wounds, and time gets to change everything. So if they do screw things up with master modes, they can always tweak it again. Um, yeah. What's this? Jumped on shortly last night and did distro centers and raids and had the most amazing evening. Yeah, Swaggy, definitely agree with that. Honestly, bunkers have been awesome lately, and like AI um, has been on point. I've even on sketchy servers, AI has been working really well, and the lifts to bunkers are working again. So you get to do all the nice FPS combat. The loot table's pretty crap. There's not many boxes or anything like that. I think I did like 2 evenings of bunkers and only found one P6, which was annoying. But yeah, tell me, fun to do bunkers and distress centers. I would laugh. Yeah.
Oh, just
No,
saying,
I mean,
we've missed Nia Kitten. How's the QD crew been lately? We've been good. Uh,
hi Nia again.
yeah, CJ not
Yeah.
with us sadly tonight because I think he's in the box room somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where. But yeah.
Is this where we say thank you for your service?
Yes, thank you for tuning in. But yes, we're good, thank you. Anyway, carry on with what you were
Um,
saying.
yeah, no, I mean, ultimately, ballistics is in a good spot, and these changes that they're doing to ships is absolutely like something's crazy is happening with shields. Like I don't really know what they're doing, but it's definitely hinting to what's the word? Um, Stuff you can fall back on. Uh, oh God, chat, help me out here.
I'm not going to help you out. I don't no
Not
idea where you.
not dependencies. Not dependencies, like redundancies. I think that's it.
Ah,
So like you lose a couple of them, you still got like if you lose, now it's, instead of just knocking out one shield generator, you've got six. So like, how's that gonna work with them?
so
Is it?
if I bring it up now, so you're looking
Thanks, Frank.
specifically the AGS Redeemer. It's a 6 times size 2 shield generators. Basically, because they can now regen on their own, it's going to bring a lot of pilot skill into it. So if your starboard side goes red, then you can rotate and bring the other turrets on and try and keep that side away from the enemy whilst you're regenerating. Which obviously allows 6 points of contact onto the ship. So, yeah, providing you're not getting swarmed, you stand more of a chance now because they can
Can we
regen
just
individually.
We'll go back to that, but whilst we're going back into that, let's just say hi to Willow Ferris. Yo, welcome to the party. Thank you for joining. So Aegis Reclaimer, first one on there. Look at that. Size 4 shield generator. Like, what was it already? I think it was like 3 size 3s or something like that. Now they're going straight for a size 4. So whether or not that's a... What's that? You just went no.
No?
No? Okay. I need to see it. Have you got the
Oh,
link?
sorry.
I can't see shit. But yeah, I mean, when I start up my reclaimer, I've obviously when they sort out the lift, so you can get like size 7 crates out of it because it's kind of bulk thanks to the cargo update. I'm gonna be like Boss Nass going, started up the shield. That is a pretty beefy shield.
Yeah, that's going nowhere.
The arrow will be getting a capital shield, but it's getting slow to a... No, it's not getting slow to 100. It's getting slow to 1 with a capital shield. Let's see how that thing goes. Um, I mean, here we go. I think this is the biggest culprit. This is the one that is probably taking most of the airtime in conversations lately. Aegis Redeemer having 6 size 2 shield generators, and the weapons are being downgraded from size 5s to size 4s, which a lot of people are crying out about this, but that they have also mentioned that it is going to be having its maneuverability increased, which is really good because I don't know if you remember, but it flies like a brick. It's
Hmm.
shit. The way it flies is really bad.
It's the one ship it
Um,
was most unused in my fleet because of just the maneuverability of it was just through the floor.
Agreed, yeah. But now also like the size, because it's going to have better maneuverability, and those size 4s will track targets better than the size 5s.
Mm.
It's going to be actually better at doing its job than what it was before. And if people were like going, well, I like the bigger guns. Well, if you want the bigger guns, just don't go for the Redeemer. Go for a Perseus, because it's not that far if you CCU chain it, and you get 4 size 7s. So do you want 4 size 5s or 4 size 7s?
Mm.
Um, let
Just
us know in chat.
just gonna pause you there to remind Uncle Malky in the chat. So if you're trying to name a ship and the ship name is taken, add a space between each letter. Not only does it look more regal, but less chance of it being taken.
And capitalize. That's what you said.
Yes, capitalized.
Yes. And I did do that for my one. That was a really good tip. Thanks for
You're welcome.
that. Yeah, I mean, Vanguard's medium power plant. Sentinel's getting an additional smaller power plant. Not sure what that's for. If that's hinting towards its e-warfare capabilities, maybe. Um, Anvil Karak, two large power plants. But this is the biggest thing. The Anvil Gladiator hasn't received any love for a very long time.
But it also shows
The
that the balancing is going on into the distance. So, yeah, they're still supporting
yes,
these older ships, which is good to see. But before we just start spieling off the entirety of this, because there are a lot of ships to go
we
through.
won't go. We're not going to go through the whole
Yeah.
thing. The
Is there
Gladiator was
any
the biggest
that
one.
chat wants to go through particularly that
Well,
we.
have a look at the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is the one that I wanted to point out to you because look at what it
Mhm.
says with the wing turrets are now size 4s. They're no longer size 2s.
Yeah. That's
I
going
mean,
to be
that's crazy.
incredible. That is a ship worthy of dropping the troops into a hot LZ with.
Hmm.
Especially when you've got the dual Liberator editions in this chat or in this cast right now. That's going to
Oh
be
yes,
tasty. It's got like
we're
Orange
gonna be
Angel
the
is
most
coming in.
we're gonna be the biggest target coming in. 'Cause like, I want that ship. Let's disable
Mm,
it. Yeah. Whoa. Chat's on fire right here. Gladiator, you bet he was. I mean, did you know that when the Gladiator first came out, turret was slave to the pilot, so the pilot could actually shoot with its weapons plus the turret, even though there wasn't a turret gunner in there. And then they took that away, which was a big nerf to it. But now they're bringing it back with two size fours. Um, and all the missiles are getting upgraded to size 4 as well. The torpedoes will still be size 5. So there's a beautiful update to the Gladiator there. Plus, I imagine, because of master modes and archetypes, it's going to be more tanky as well than it used to be. So apart from there's a guy called CJ Radley in chat. Can we eject him from
yeah,
it?
we need to
Like,
ban
I
him.
want to kick him out. That's disgusting. We don't like that. If he starts talking about Drake as well, get rid of him.
No, he's talking about
Um,
you can slave all turrets to the pilot. You just can't do it within TOS, which is yeah, you
yeah.
could, but A, they're not going to find you, but B, then come on, bro, it's just cheating.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot happening to the ships.
Mm.
And this isn't just where they're finishing it. A lot of these ships still need their gold pass, which will happen eventually. Um, so
Just as a quick question, is there size 0 in game? I'm not familiar with size 0.
there is size 0 is for like the ground vehicles.
And the
So like
Argo
this
and Puv,
is
both variants, cargo and personnel.
yep. I look forward to there's one thing like the Cyclone TR and MT, you can't switch the guns out on them, and I really look forward to the day where you can because I want to use my Cyclone a bit more. Anyone else here like Cyclones? Let me know. Um, I want to find my own little fan group. That'd be great. Cyclone fan group. Um, but yeah, we've got apart from the ship changes, aesthetically speaking, the MFD changes look pretty damn spicy too. Did you see that?
They are, they are. I need to get those up as well. I mean, we did cover them. I think we covered them the week you were away. But yeah, I need to
But
get those up.
we've had some more actual footage come out recently with that sort of stuff. Like I prefer what they're doing with the power where you have like a power supply gives X amount of blocks and then you can distribute those blocks where you want them rather than having the power triangle because the power triangle was pretty useless for what it was because you either just put 100% into weapons or 100% into shields. Um, it wasn't really fit for purpose. So yeah, that's going to make decision making because now you're going to have to worry about coolers and stuff, which is going to be interesting.
I mean, it is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, on the right there, that's the health of all your components too.
Mm.
Um, which I mean, that, being able to target components and hopefully bring ships down would be great.
Yeah, I just hope they
And
bring a lot
power,
more like functionality to sort of real life displays and real life buttons and gizmos. So like being able to configure it so you can use any button on your verbal panel to set a
yeah,
preset or yeah, I think one of the biggest things that you could do is with the Scorpius and Terrors, it's got two two things going on. You
Well,
can turn them. You'll be able to turn them on and off individually. Or ships
yeah,
that have got more than one power supply. Yeah, be able to turn it off and on, so you can counteract the EMPs.
the interdict and the MP. Yeah. Uh, like I mean, it's just the UI itself. They've used the space better, I think. And they have already leaked on Pipeline, like we were previously discussing, that there are masses of key bindings coming into play for MFDs. So they're going to have a lot of functionality out the gate to be binding to different controls and stuff like that that you might have. So yeah, I mean, maybe I can start using my Virpil panels. CJ mentioned something in chat, which is a really, really good point and something we should not miss on, which was that power presets and like sort of like system presets for engineering. That's going to be really, really useful, not just for player onboarding, but also, you know, do you remember how annoying it was where you would set your MFDs up, you'd come out of your ship, you get back in your ship, and then you'd have to set all your MFDs up again?
Yeah.
Like, it's a small thing, but it was really bloody annoying.
But they were saying now that it
Um,
can carry over. So, say for instance, you fly the Valk the way that you want it, and then I'm not able to make it back to mine. Yours gets blown up. You can get into mine; and it will fly exactly the same as you've got your
yeah,
presets for.
that's so good because that's
Mm.
going to help so many players out there that are coming into this game and just go like, "Why have you got it set up this way?" Well, now it's set up the way you want it. So that's really, really good. Pipeline's been really helpful, especially running up to um, CitizenCon, which isn't that far away now.
It's really not.
Oh my god, how many more weeks have we got into it?
I mean, it's my birthday next week, and it's like 3 weeks after that. So, less than 4.
So you're dropping a hint there.
No,
Yep, it's your birthday.
I don't care.
So,
It's just a marker of dates for me.
well, we'll have to celebrate it at CitizenCon and go. Is there anyone from chat going to CitizenCon? Let's. I think we got a couple of people.
I think Swanky might be a little bit excited for CitizenCon. I'm just guessing there. Just
I
shot in
was
the dark.
purposely not acknowledging him.
I'm leveling. I will be level 38. But what class?
You're
I still haven't chosen my class. I'm level 38, but am I druid? Am I a
Oh,
paladin? I don't know.
I thought you were doing Warhammer classes. You know,
We're not talking about
since you're
Warhammer. I've
playing
just been
basically
receiving
Druid.
text messages that I'm not talking about Warhammer on this podcast right now, but I've been today.
Yeah.
And
So just
yeah.
so chat knows, he's now fully addicted to plastic crack.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm
He's
not.
on
I'm
the
just giving it a
plastic
go.
crack train.
I'm giving it a go.
What was the word that you mentioned? You got a backpack filled with Warhammer.
They were giving them away for free. Right, so I said I wasn't going to talk about this. It's not Star Citizen related, so it's kind of out of scope. But the Warhammer store I went to today was actually celebrating their sort of opening anniversary, and yeah, they were doing like concierge level rewards for however much you spent. And I came back with a backpack. As it helps, I was there with my son, and we were in there for over 2 hours. I mean, he got to paint his own little space marine, and they were going through like what he would plan. So he's come up with his own color scheme. And I was like, this color scheme sounds oddly familiar. I'm like racking my head. What is it? Yeah, he wants gold space marines. And the chap there was like, yeah, it does sound familiar. And there was like, Henry Cavill. He wants gold space marines, doesn't he? Because he's the custodians. It's like, oh yeah, of course, mate. It's like, give me your jumper. I need to work here. But yeah, it was good.
So,
It was
like-
good. It was nice. It was nice because my son's only 6. You know, he was nearly 7 in December, but he gave him the time of day, and like now he's come away with 10 miniatures plus the one they gave him for free. So yeah, it was a nice experience for him. However, I went Astra Militarum, if that's how you pronounce it. So yeah,
What, is that your chapter, or
no, that's the
have
actual
you decided on the chapter that you're going to paint your army? 'Cause
no
that's a big thing.
no. I'm just gonna do
That's
my
a big
own.
thing. And once you choose, you have to commit. You cannot change.
Or you
Like,
can
you can't
just
do this
strip
thing of
and
like, I'm going to
repaint.
be Space Force one moment, Dark Angels next, and I know this is really off Star Citizen topic, but if you notice
Maybe
in a
Thursday we
lot of
can hold a
intros,
Warhammer one instead and talk about
well,
Space
if
Marine
you
2 and
if
our progression.
how many times when they're filming shots around CIG and you look at the desks of these devs and there's Warhammer on there,
Of
it's
course.
like, yeah, return to the topic.
Yes,
Yes, I think we
exactly.
definitely should.
Thank you.
So, I mean, from I mean, the balancing that is happening is quite extensive, and it's really exciting that they've got code from 4.0 coming into this patch that's in Evocati right now.
Mm.
So hopefully this could mean that when 4.0 drops, it may not be as much of a shit show as I think it might be, because server meshing will literally touch on everything under the hood. So yeah.
So do we give them what they're here for? Hello to
What's that?
Kyosa in chat. This.
Oh! Can we get sound? Oh,
I
me.
don't know if there is sound. I don't know. I don't think sound's set up for this, unfortunately. So they'll have to come and look at it after.
So
So this is the new quantum effect you're looking at, my friend.
yeah, this was leaked on Pipeline recently, and I mean, look at that. Just look at that. Oh my god.
You have arrived at your destination.
This is an MMO. That shit's crazy. Like,
Oh,
come on.
do you want to see the first person version?
Looks like a series of JPEGs. Oh my god.
Just all I can hear is Interstellar, you know, where it's like, what are you doing? Docking.
Don't let me go, Murph. Don't
Don't let me leave,
Murph.
Murph. That was incredible getting to see that with you in London.
Yeah, we were literally shouting that at the screen. Come on, Tars. Yeah, Tars does enough talking for the both of us.
Doesn't matter how many times I see that film, I still get emotional. Such an incredible
Case
film.
is
The music is so strong as well.
makes me tear up all
Oh,
the
we've
time. But
mentioned
Case,
Warhammer, and now my
Case
screen's full of suggested ads and videos for Warhammer. What have you done to me?
plastic crack. Well, we all have our weaknesses. Mine is ships.
You have done
Yours is
this
plastic crack.
yourself.
Yeah. Don't buy it, Anakin.
Well, I also blame Swanky in chat. He was like, "Yeah, there's one near me. Come on down. We'll go and visit." Yeah. So actually, I need to try and
he
go
was
over.
your enabler?
I didn't realise, by the way, they give away a free miniature to anyone who goes in their store once a month. You've got to be quick though, because
Yeah.
the stock runs out. So I now need to
Yeah,
get over
I'm sorry.
to somewhere
A
where
free
Swanky
miniature.
lives. I'm not going to DDoS, whatever it is.
Can we just be honest with ourselves?
Not
A
DDoS.
free miniature, when you buy 5 of them for £30, should not be classed as free.
No, it's free. You walk in and go, hello, they go, here, it's free miniature. You have to go and ask you to take out free miniature this month. And yeah, there was another enabler who is not in chat right now, who is one of our mods, who was like, have you thought about going? Look, no, topic, return to topic. We need to stop.
Well, as someone that's actually worked in Bradford for ITV for a little bit, I've never actually thought I'd see someone shout Bradford in chat. So is that where CJ is right now? I don't know. Where are you, CJ? Why are you not here?
If you can say.
Like, yeah. For those of you that don't know, CJ works for MI6, and a lot of
No,
the
he
stuff he
does
does is
not.
classified.
He does not. He wishes he did.
The whole Drake thing is like a total cover. Like, he doesn't actually like Drake. He likes Crusader. He just doesn't want to admit it for national security. He works MI MIQ MIQ6. What the hell's that?
Exactly. Never heard of it.
Hunting sheeps and whales, like you're gonna be hunting my space cows when they come live. He always threatens me on that, you know. Like, like I say, come on round to my farm, and he's gonna hunt my space cows. But yeah,
I wouldn't
so
know.
I mean,
If there's anyone that you don't want to know where your base is, it's going to be CJ's thing. I'm not telling him where I'm at.
I feel like he's a vampire. Like, you just shouldn't invite him into your home, because once you do, you're gonna regret it.
It's a shame that you can't remove people's like MFD, not MFDs, Moby Glass privileges when you're on board your ship, because otherwise, be like, go and sit in that and do not come out somewhere where they can't F4 and get like the camera view, almost like
Yeah.
digital blindfolding. But he would just sit there and his display, yeah, F2, yeah, cool. That's where we are.
I
Ah,
I mean, like, if you're engineering and you can start messing around with the doors and stuff, and you manage to like smuggle onto someone's ship, and then you can pretend to be like paranormal activity and just open and close doors, but they're just like, what the hell's happening around here? And freak them out. Like a lot of cool stuff is coming. There's a lot of angst around master modes, but I think it's overshadowing some of the really cool features that are there, that need to see the light of day a bit more. Um, that's something out of a horror
well, we were
movie.
doing an org
Yeah.
activity once, and CJ was like, "I'm off to bed now, bye guys." Left the party and everything. 20 minutes pass. He comes on to chat. Check your toilet. I was in the C1. I was like, my toilet. Why did you check my toilet? What have you done? Open the door. His dead body's there. I was like, what happened? He goes, dehydration, bro. He'd been on my ship the whole time.
I mean, you've always got to check the toilet on the C2. I've only had one person manage to smuggle on board my ship, and they did it by hiding in the C2 toilet. So, like, I tried to log off, and it's like there's a passenger on board. So I ended up going around my what was it, P8 at the time, and I just opened the toilet, and it was a guy in a sperm suit just sat there, and I just opened my clip up on him, and I just executed him on the toilet.
No one you
Really,
knew.
really,
Just happened to genuinely smuggle onto your ship.
yeah. I was rushing, and I didn't pay attention. Ever since then, I've been much more careful. Like I check
Mm.
everything in the season before I go. But yeah, there's so I mean, what from all this sort of stuff that you're seeing happen, like what is there anything in particular that takes your interest when you have a look at the ship tweaks and the sort of, I mean, I know this patch might not seem like it's a huge one that Evocati are testing out right now, but it's laying down the groundwork for something that we've been waiting for since the beginning of this game was made. Um,
I think for me, it's going to be the MFDs and that sort of extra ability to have in front of you visually the information you want to look at properly. And that nice little addition of not having to go into the menus and switch stuff over, where you can just see it on the scroll down. Yep, cool. Check it over. Like for instance, Legal Lag Pip being on the screen. Yep, cool. So you're going into your closing distance on the enemy, going, which pip am I using today? Because like say if you get out and get into a ship, sometimes it will just revert back. So yeah, nice to have that.
yeah, and also the game settings actually in there on the MFDs that you can go into and flick on and off. So G safe, you don't want it, off, done. Like you don't have to bind stuff for that. Like you can do it and set it in your ship. Um, Meaning it frees up binds for whatever else you need, like target grouping or stuff like that. You know how you can lock onto a target and go like, this is going to be target 4. I've never used that, but I might do now because they've, opened up this functionality. Well, defecation, no bleeding, don't give a beep. If I cut my, oh my god.
It's a great song.
I just realized that was a song, but also I was like, that just sounds incredibly painful. Oh my god, that's so bad. I don't know how to lead on from that, but yeah.
Seek medical
Isn't
advice.
don't turn
Professional.
yourself in, don't turn yourself into a windsock. Don't recommend it.
So,
But yeah,
chat, what do you reckon we should
just
get? Should we get QD hoodies or QD hats? If you could only choose one, what would you suggest? What's going to be better? I mean, I think it's going to be warm in the building for Sitcon, so I'm going for a hat. But
actually, you'd be surprised.
oh,
Last
colour
time
me
I was
surprised.
last time I was at Manchester Citizen Con, it was a big room and it was, you know, comfortable wearing a hoodie. It wasn't too hot. So maybe a light hoodie Sitcon LA was freezing. Yeah.
Mm. We have the
Another cat
synchronous
that had
hoodies.
to. Yeah, but I mean QD.
Mankini. Ooh, branded.
No, that's gonna be too cold.
I just say no one want to see that. That's a good excuse though. It's very cold.
What manufacturer Mankini though?
It's the Borat one, whichever one that is.
That'd be what's the off-brand from Misk?
Mirai?
Mirai, yeah, that's it.
Sorry, I was
That's
reading
sort of
chat.
like that kind of like lime green.
Quantum
Me-
Dispatch. Swanky.
medical gowns. When One Dark and I went to Belgium for Beacon, there was two guys in medical gowns there being chased by people in pirate cosplay. They were French. Uh, struggled to talk with them. And they were also kind of like role playing, so they wouldn't stop around for too long. They were running around with a crate, pretending they'd like stolen something from these guys.
They were
Bonjour.
unique, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know. Chat, have you got any questions about the tweaks or pipeline? What do you think of pipeline? Do you think it's helpful or do you think it's useless and you're not a fan of it?
I think pipelines, it's useful for information if that's all you go there for, but being part of their community is not something I'd be interested in. They focus on the wrong things over there. People get banned for silly reasons. Some of them rightfully so, but yeah, to the point where they had to take away the wall of shame because people were like, why? But
What
yeah, focus
what
more
did
on the game,
people do?
less on other stuff.
Yeah,
We're not going
I
to go
think
into that.
I think that's a message for life in general, though. Really, like there's a
Mm.
lot of focusing on the wrong things and not
More space citizen, more Star Citizen, less Space Marines, less Warhammer.
less plastic crack. But it's a shame Henry Cavill's gone so heavily into Warhammer.
I mean, if JDRF or JRDF were more available, yeah, I mean that plastic crack too.
I was searching for that Chinese company that do the models.
Yep.
Could not remember the name of them for the life of me, but I've been dreaming of that C2 model. And
One moment,
at my
I
work,
have this.
there's like my one of my one of the guys on my team. He's he brought in a huge case, like a glass shelves, and he's been putting Lego models and sort of like Star Wars models and stuff. He's also got the copter from Dune. Can't remember the actual full name of it, but like yeah, he's been putting them on the shelves and like, well, now you're gone full nerd. I need to do that. I need to get some Star Citizenships in there. So you're talking Gladius, C2, F7A. I want to get all that stuff and the Carrack, but the Carrack's expensive. Ornithopter.
That's the one.
Thank you very much for that.
Okay, I found them. They
Is
are called Pigeon Spaceport.
that
And they're
is?
the
Can you get the name
guys,
of that? It's too
guys
small
that
on my
made
screen.
that beautiful ship.
This is getting out of hand.
Would you even
It's
call that ship
massive.
Behemoth? It was incredible.
Uncle Malkeith, thank you so much for that.
Weirdly,
Appreciate it.
they haven't posted anything. The last thing they retweeted was my post about them, and that's it.
Did they post their store though?
They have pigeonspaceport.com. I'll put it in chat for everyone. So there is a pigeon in your bank account. Oh, what is this?
See this page?
No, I'm not going to put that up there because it says not secure. Welcome to Nginx. See this page. Web server is successfully installed and working. Further configuration is required. Maybe they've been shut down. I know they were having issues because, bless them, they spent a lot of money, time, and effort getting all of their models in one of these big shipping containers into like a 64 SE box. Put it on the ship. It arrived, but Belgium were having a national holiday on the day, and their merchandise wasn't able to get over to Beacon to be sold. So I'm wondering if they've gone bust because of that. Because they were a new startup, and their stuff was quite good.
It was, wasn't it? Like they had lights in it and stuff like that.
It's a bit guerrilla. I
It,
mean, we can
it,
focus on that for 30 seconds. JRDF. It is JRDF, isn't it? They were a bit
they've
miffed
they've switched their shop to America now because most of the sales were
in
going
America.
like in America. Plus, also the guys in the UK have they're apparently doing a lot of work with the Manchester studio. So, but I mean, when you look at the community, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a guy called Death Donkey Prince, and he does custom 3D printing keys for like Virtual panels and stuff.
Hmm.
So the amount of customization that is happening now with this community is just absolutely lovely.
I mean,
I mean, look at
outstock,
that.
outstock, outstock. There's a lot of stuff that's outstock. Tiny little Buccaneer, £20. And that is small. I mean, really small.
Yeah, 3D. I can believe that 3D printing is expensive. Like,
Oh, I do have some of these kits.
see, now this is my kind of plastic crack.
153 for a Cyclone. 1 to 40 models. That's about the
It,
size of a Matchbox car.
why are you complaining about Cyclone? Cyclone's delicious.
Well, anyway,
Uh,
so they were set up opposite, weren't they, Pigeon Spaceport? And we spoke to them, and we're not particularly happy about this because they have jumped through the loopholes legally to get a license. China can do what the hell they want, so they just pop up and go, "Oh, hi, we're selling this stuff now." So they were given, like, CIG were quite quick to offer them a license agreement because, let's face it, Pigeon could do whatever they want via Chinese law, ship it out from China, and there's not anything CIG could have done.
yep.
Which obviously got under, that's rightfully under JRDF's skin, but it's just because of law and stuff, and rightly so. Why should you
I
be able to
mean,
rip
there's
off other
not much
people's
they can.
IP?
There's not much they can do about that, is there? There was a really cool guy that we met, actually at Beacon as well, who did his own personal painting of like he was the one that had the Valkyrie with the it was like the olive drab green with the kind of like smile on it, and it was just like that. That looks so good.
Again, that
Um,
was. I had the name in my head. It's gone. It's like Placus, is it? Yes, Placus Workshop. This is them. Loads. That's them over on
oh,
Instagram.
oh my god, look at that!
This is
Inferno.
turning into another community spotlight. I mean, look at that.
I
That's
honestly,
tasty. That I'd
I
have
mean,
that skin.
his stuff is coming at a premium, but I can honestly say that if I save up for a model, I probably would go for that sort of stuff. I don't know. Is there anything out there that you guys think looks absolutely tasty? Look at that. There's the Valkyrie. Can you go in on that
This
Valkyrie?
one. It should be another better quality. Yeah, it's another one there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
coming out
look
the
at
back.
that. As a little diorama, that's absolutely. I get CJ 3D printed. Why would you want to do that? That'd be terrifying. He's Ginger. That's like, what would you use like oh god, what's the I'm trying to think. Resin, that's it. Would you use resin?
But these are resin prints, aren't they?
I mean, the detailing on it is just superb.
There's lights as well, which obviously are not really shown in these, but yeah,
I can feel if my boss walked over to my table and said, "Oh, this is nice," and picked it up, I'd be like, "Get your fucking hands off it!
put it down. That's really
Don't
nice.
touch it!" Yeah, I think he's gone a bit too much with like the battle scarring on the top, but that is a really nice paint job. That is really really nice.
Nice wing
And
number.
look at the well, look at the pin-up
Yeah.
artwork on the side there.
Sure. Talk about this
That's
changes coming into the new patch. Bring back the Heartseeker decal that I've never seen because I have one and I still haven't seen it because it won't spawn with the decal on the side. I'm starting to wonder
look at
if
that
I was
racer.
lied to. And I was looking at that as well. That's a really
That
nice.
looks That is
effect.
such a nice paint job. These, like, I think CIG need to take note. This is the sort of like paint schemes that people are expecting. Like when
Mm.
you see a single shade of color on a ship, is quite desensitizing. But when you've got something like that, that's absolutely juicy as hell. Um,
Are they the guys that made
there, we-
this?
there we go.
Animated
Need the
Valhalla. I remember
need
seeing
the
this for last year.
Atlantic's worth of resin to print Eason. Oh my god.
That's rude.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Can we take the Corsair off the screen now just because of that?
Yeah, felt one. Let's go. That's
And
right,
I'm just gonna
Nova.
hide my Papa. I'm just gonna hide my Papa John's pizza right now.
There you go. That
Look,
showcases it. They have lights in their models.
you know what? I have a guilty soft spot for the Mustang. I think it's a really really nice looking ship, but I remember flying it in like 317 for like the expo, and flying it in atmosphere, it was absolutely crap. It was so
Especially
bad.
when you lose a wing.
Oh god, yeah. But it was just so slow and heavy in the old flight model, which, for a ship that size shouldn't be a thing. But I mean, look at that. Look at the detail on that. It just says bad boy.
Mm.
One. I mean, that is just
CIG have
beautiful.
a number of these. You see them on ISC on Jared's desk and on the shelves.
Yeah. I honestly think between this sort of content and oh god, Kevsky 3D. Is it no, what's it? Kevsky, who does the documents?
Yeah, there's Kevsky,
Kevsky, that's it.
who will be
Remembered it.
giving a number to us to give away on the podcast.
Yeah. So for those of you in chat that don't know, Kevsky, oh god, look at that Valkyrie. Oh my god, I need to send him a message. I need to have that in my life. Um,
This particular one.
the yeah, when One Dark and I were like organizing our first bar citizen, this guy just came out of nowhere and just threw these documents out. We have showed them previously on this show before, but
Mm.
that sort of stuff, it lasts with you because it shows you the creativity of, I mean, considering the demographic is pretty much men in their 30s, IT, military, and then all of a sudden you get all this creativity coming through, and you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that is really, really good. So he is doing an updated version of that manual, which is the ones that we'll be giving away. And I know he's got another one in the works, which I think we've shown a brief sample of already. Yeah, but I know he's away at the moment, and he either is just back now or is coming back soon, and he's going to be getting on amongst it. But we are not gonna support breaking into CIG headquarters. No, we absolutely will not. Give it to me, though.
I'd like to like just fire out one thing. Like, if people like, what are you looking more forward to? Are you looking more forward to server meshing, MFDs, or what else could we say that's it coming into it? I think definitely the Zeus. Let's throw the Zeus in there because there was a really nice video of the Zeus. That was like a whole tour of the interior, which was sweet.
Oh, dear.
CJ Radley, Legionnaire. Yep. I wonder how
Legionnaire's not
fast it's going to
coming
be.
yet, bro. It's not coming yet.
But how fast do you think the name Foehammer will go on that ship? Like, it'll go just like that, I think.
That's if it's
And then if you
nameable.
there,
I don't think it'll be nameable. Here we go. Here's the
I think
Zeus.
all ships.
Oh, that's not the
That's
Zeus.
not the
That's the
Zeus.
Zeus.
That's no Zeus. Psyche Fisherman.
That's the
Foehammer.
Zeus.
Oh my god, yes.
That's a developer.
It's
It's
Foehammer, not
such a beautiful
Hohammer.
ship, though. Let's scan through.
Or it's like the plastic crack that you play, which is Whorehammer.
Oh no! Advert. That's no Zeus. That's a duck.
Mate, I didn't know BoJack Horseman, like, the animators were doing adverts now.
Hold on, let me get to some more stuff. Oh no, they're showing
Why is
the.
Ed Sheeran working for CIG? I did not know. And he's
Yeah,
like
it's all about MFDs.
he's like Captain Jack Sparrow from Wish.
Oh yeah, dual entry, isn't it? They've learnt their lesson from the MSR.
Why did you say that so seductively?
I'm looking at the Zeus. Forgive me. Not him, the Zeus. I mean, he's a handsome
Did
bloke in his own
we-
right. Just
I mean, he's so
oh,
lovely
it's
in
the
person as
toilet.
well.
Yeah, he really is. Great guy.
I mean,
Mate, I haven't
yeah.
met a single bad CIG dev. Not a single one that I've been like, oh, can't bother you. Such great
Well, there was
guys.
that one
Passion.
time.
She did
There
not
was that one
qualify as
time.
a developer. She was a
No, no, no,
barista.
not that individual. I'm telling you, the one that was cornered by CJ and got touched up
we won't
had a
drop.
minor
We ain't dropping
outburst.
names.
We're not dropping names, but there was a minor outburst, and yeah, it was directed at everyone in the near area. So that was, yeah. No, that person had a great time, and
I
we're
don't
all
recall that.
friends now.
We are
Yeah.
fantastic. No, it's that's the same video we've seen before. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at Zeus now. It is a delicious ship. I can't wait for it to come and
Did you
be
melt
in my
yours?
hangar. No, I have two of the three like standalone in my hangar. I have the MR and the ES. The CL went to someone who's in chat right now. When I had the
Wait,
opportunity
what?
to, yeah, I had the opportunity to get the ship of my dreams, didn't I? So I had to
Who did
facilitate.
you go to? Was it Swanky?
No, it was not Swanky.
Uh,
Big
it
hint
wasn't
drops
CJ.
there. So my man got it for Melt.
Nice. You're doing God's work.
Mm. And now I have the
Spread the
ship of my
shit.
dreams, so I'm happy.
Which is?
The Liberator edition of the Valkyrie. Oh.
That wasn't always your ship of your
No,
dreams.
it wasn't.
'Cause
To be completely honest, you
I
were like,
remember the Raven was the ship of your dreams before that.
I mean, we're not gonna touch on that. Don't get me wrong, Saber Raven's still like favorite like single seat ship in the game. It's just I think it's beautiful. But I mean, I'd seen the Valkyrie, never been in it, never flown it, and you were like, "Oh, it's an amazing ship," and I was like, "No, bro, it's not. It's not at all. It doesn't look particularly nice." And then I got in it. I was like, yeah, "It's all right." And you were like, "Do you want to fly it?" I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll fly it to wherever it was we were going." And I was like, "Do you know what? I really like this ship now." And then I was like, F4, obviously mid-flight, Z, and like mousing around. I was like, yeah, actually, I really like this. And then
Yeah.
I was like, then we really focused on dropship practice. Like CJ was like, come and have a go at this. Yeah, we're doing dropship stuff. We were doing some wild maneuvers, and I just pulled out a Valkyrie because it's a dropship. And I was like, do you know what? I can see myself with one of these. And then it was you and me in my head. I was like, right, okay, we're gonna be dual dropship pilots coming in, dropping off the troops, and I want to look like you know, decent ship, and
I
people
mean,
were like, wow,
just
look at that ship.
think of it now. Like, you can put size 4s on it soon, so you're going to be putting size 4 Revenant, like, ballistic autocannons on it, and just, like, when your troops are dropping out, there's going to be a guy in the seat, it's going to be like size 4, like, protecting them. It's like, I think
Yeah,
one check, and also it's getting upgrade to its shields. It's getting double the shields now.
great up
So
the shield.
bring up the shield. Um, but like, one of the things that I would like to see is that, as much as the idea behind the door gun is nice, I wouldn't mind saying goodbye to that if they convert that little um part where that drops down where you can step onto the ship. If they made that into a seat, so you could sit two guys on each side, and they could use their weapons. So when you're landing troops down, you could have everyone lined up, and then four guys, two on either side, just sat on those bits. So as the Valkyries coming in, like, you could strafe an area with rocket pods, and then just drop the troops out straight away. Like, that would look so cool. And if it means sacrificing the door guns, I'll take that.
No.
It's treason then.
Let it be treason. You can't put players there, even if you put them on the outside, because the engines are there. It would just burn them to a cinder. Um, there is
They're wearing
actually,
spacesuits.
yeah. So I mean, like, is it the? I can't remember the designated for it, but the little bird is designed for. Is it 2 or 3 troops to sit on the other side of the bird, and then just literally lands and they jump off. You can see that
Yep.
in Black Hawk Down. It happened in Afghan with an Apache. There was a Marine that was left out on the ground, and they got back and was like, "Where's this guy?" They're like, "We don't know where he is. Let's go back out there." And they, saddled up. Sadly, the guy had passed, but they strapped up onto the Apache and off they went. So it's more suited for sort of helicopter stuff, which we don't really have in Star
I think we
Citizen.
do. One of the things that I've noticed a lot of people call out for is like, we want parachutes in game, we want helicopters in game. Well, newsflash,
Jetpacks.
parachutes don't. There we go. That's it. You need thrusters. Parachutes don't work in different atmospheric environments. Like, you need thrusters in low gravity, and then if you're in somewhere like Microtech, one of the things that I really think CIG should look into is adapting gravlev technology for like single person use. So you like have like a backpack that you put on and you can like jump. It works similar to like how you bounce on a hover quad or something like that, but it slows your descent.
Have anyone of yourself or anyone in the chat seen Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within? And these guys are like jump troopers, but they use almost like a really sort of heavy condensed gas to land on. They shoot it down towards the ground, literally land in this gas, and it sort of as it dissipates, feet touch the ground, and off you go.
Or
So that would be cool.
you know,
I mean, we
what
don't
about
generally touch on IRL science in this, but it came out last week that you could literally just step out of a ship and land on Venus without sort of so much of the parachute. I don't know if it's be like a hard landing, but they're like, yeah, you'd be able to land, and then you'd probably be dead before you landed, but you would be able to land on the planet. It all depends on like this is the sort of thing where this is going to be coming really handy when it comes to exploration and science in game. Is can you use a parachute in that atmosphere? Having
well
that knowledge on hand, say, the air pressure is dense enough that you can do that. It's got an atmosphere for a start, and it's dense enough.
yeah,
Off you go.
yeah.
But maybe
I
it should
think
just be something that's like from an ejection seat, sound. Otherwise, you're gonna have Valkyries coming in just dropping guys. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it is
I mean,
something that's probably coming.
did you see the first Dune, like where like the was it the Sardaukar, like they're coming behind the troops, and they're literally when you see them drop down, they're literally just sort of like slowly floating to the ground, and then they're in, and it's like quite stealthy. Like I honestly see rather things like drop pods, because drop pods are really expensive, and if you've got a decent suit, like you just have this thing attached. You just have like you go down, and this hover quad like tech just slows your descent until you hit the ground. Like that would be really really sick. What is happening?
I'm sorry, I just wasn't expecting to see. Put play.
Venus Williams.
We have
Wait,
the
what?
little, is it the sycamore trees of the little helicopters we call them over here? But yeah, put blades in your arms and you can just drop like a whirligig. Just like whee.
My God.
That would be funny. You'd be so dizzy. Drop troopers, off you go. Yeah, whoa,
Bring,
I can't find my
that
way.
brings a whole new meaning to women. Buds of trees.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just the mental image of that is quite funny. Imagine just coming out of a bunker and just seeing like 4 guys just T-posing,
The
but like in a circle.
the Valk drop model. See that's something that would be kind of interesting. Like if they made a variant of the Valkyrie, that you would remove kind of like the cargo bay bit for like smaller vehicles, but you could attach a Nova Tonk and still have the like 10 people either side. But like moment they open the door, that's it, they're out, and then you got the Nova Tonk there clipped onto the back of it. Like someone mentioned that to me the other day, and I was kind of like, oh, you know what? That does sound kind of really nice. Because you don't always want to use an M2, and that's the next size up. Wow. Chat's going crazy tonight.
I know, right?
then yeeting everyone inside like a Catherine wheel. I really worry about the people that are following us.
Hmm.
They- Did you see that video where like these kids in America were using fireworks and like pretending to do like a Hogwarts battle?
Oh no, there's no sound to it. There's a Polish one as well. Abracadabra, kulva. It's like
Boom! My God.
Polish Harry Potter. Brilliant. Stay on topic. Enough
Yeah.
Warhammer. In fact, you know what?
Um,
Whilst we're on, brought it up, what is this? I got given this thing on the packaging. It says it's a battle gauge. I'm like, how is that a battle gauge?
What is that?
I don't know. It just said battle gauge on the packaging. It was like, you know, I said there was like concierge level gifts. It looks like I've only got half of it. Yeah.
Hold on. That's the one thing that I would love to see them redo for. I'm trying to find my one now. Hold on one moment. I'm gonna see if I've still got it
Wait,
around
you do
here.
Warhammer?
No.
Okay,
No, I
well,
do
whilst you're
not.
doing that, quick
I
measure for
used to do
angles
it.
of distance. I'd have thought that as well. I need to really get in and learn the rules of the game.
I can't
Someone did
find it
drop
in.
earlier on. It's like, imagine like a tabletop version of Star Citizen. I'm like, why not? Why not? Imagine
All,
once the game.
all I have to do
Oh,
is
who's
just
this?
things.
HL Redley. Is this an alt account? Anyway, yeah. Imagine your ships coming in. I mean, it's be majority like ship-based combat, I would imagine, as opposed to ground-based combat, but still with the ability to drop stuff. And yeah. Ah,
Oh,
hello, Mrs. CJ.
oh, blimey.
We have
Okay.
we have met.
Oh,
That sounds
happy
really like
Valentine's.
no, not like that. We met at Bar Citizen in Manchester. Oh, what are we showing here? I haven't got a new overlay for you, but people can see what you're showing on the old one.
Very delicious there.
Mm.
Also, I have a concierge card somewhere, but like that's the sort of stuff that CIG need to make when it comes to
Dude, they're
merchandise.
focusing on making the game. Yeah,
They are, but their marketing department is focusing on merchandise.
their marketing department is
It's not
focusing
like
on marketing. They're doing a
market
fantastic job of that.
well,
They're too aggressive, some would say.
predatory.
I've still we've said it for the last several QDs in a row. Like, why was the F7A not a freebie if you paid the money? So you did the missions, and then they made it like a 34 mil ship. You bought it, and within that period that you bought it in game, it became LTI. Why not do that? And people are like, oh, because they went to make money. They already sold the F7C. You would have
Wait,
bought it anyway.
I don't understand. Can you like clarify that a
Well, you
bit?
know the
Like,
F7A upgrade. Why did they not
yes.
just make it its own standalone ship where it was purchasable with Alpha UNC in game? Because that way, not only have people got to complete the missions, but people need to have enough money to pay for that. People would care more. You put Jumptown on to get that sort of funds. People will be fighting over Jumptown again. You know, at the moment, Jumptown is only useful after a wipe, and people go, okay, I want to get some funds to go and get some ships from New Deal.
Yeah.
Make it so that you need that influx of cash to pay for an in-game asset, which then is bound to your account. So as a way to say thank you for playing the game,
Well,
because they gave the upgrade for free. People need to buy the F7C anyway. Like when people had bought it, people didn't just go,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm going to buy this for that." There probably was a number of people out there, but yeah,
I mean, I thought the F7A thing for me did quite well. The F8, like how they released the F8, I thought that was terrible in comparison to the F7. Um, but like anything to encourage player activity in game, yeah, I think that could definitely be a
yeah.
decent
The
idea.
argument has always been, "Oh, we always need more data, more data, more data." Okay, well there you go. That's a gold solution for for gaining data is even if
Yeah.
sell a ship alongside it and do that one for free. Fine, you're still hitting your marketing goals. It's an extra ship, but
I think a big thing is it's not just what's happening in game though. It's also how like because we're talking about tweaks, and I've seen in Spectrum a lot of people talking about concierge and subscriber stuff. and I think people are more happy with the subscription than they actually are with concierge. If you're a member of both, um, there's a lot of people going, we were meant to have a concierge update. Where's that update coming? And they were going to do a concierge update, but then apparently that person left CIG. So they did a questionnaire asking them how to like update, and then everyone filled in this questionnaire, and then it came, and then we're all asking like what's happened, and then that person apparently ended up, leaving CIG. So, and we've been waiting for an update to concierge ever since, because I
Some
mean,
of the rewards are weak, really weak, like a
it's just
sniper
stagnant.
and some gold armor. I've never seen them in game. Either people with them in game, apart from after a wipe, and they're like, "Oh, look at me."
Well,
Yeah,
I I I think
I
I
won't be wearing
think
mine.
that it is stagnant, and there's only so many rewards that they can give before, like, I don't know. But I think, some of the rewards that they could look at could be in-game related, like maybe giving people in concierge extended time with like play in-game events and stuff. So if you've got to a certain specific level, go, oh, you've enjoyed this event, you know, it's happening longer. Maybe that's a terrible idea. Maybe there's something in between that could work for that. But yeah, I want access to concierge lounge.
There is a
Yeah,
concierge lounge, just you don't have access to it, and it's not. I'm not talking about the Mile High Club either. There's the what's it called?
give F7A for the 5K concierge. Disagree with that. I think having it as that standalone mission, I think being an MMO, how important it is for people to come into a game later on and go, "Oh god, that ship's amazing. How did you get that?" Well, there was this event that happened 2 years ago. You weren't there. We got this
Yeah,
because of that.
it should be skins only. I disagree with it for a different reason because the F7A should be, because it's a military variant, stronger. So that would make it pay to win, or pay to be better than the F7C. If that was the only way you could get it, yeah, hard disagree.
I do think. Well, I mean that is what they originally said.
They never
Like
said that.
a
They've never
lot
said they're gonna
a
redo it.
lot of a lot of the ships that we get now, they're civilian variants, and they mentioned that through reputation you'll be getting stronger military variants. You've seen lore posts like Bronson bolts and stuff like that come down, where they hint at an M50 variant that's like a police interceptor that's got bigger components. um, and that is something that you would potentially get if you had a higher reputation with CDF, which
Mm.
is what's it, Civilian Defence Force.
Well, that's what going back to
So
what Swanky was saying about an actual money sink in game, which
yeah,
involves reputational rewards. Absolutely. But we know that's something that will be coming out down the line. We've seen, is it the Microtech Valkyrie skin? That's not in game at all,
oh,
and it's beautiful.
love it.
Give now.
It's yeah. When they moved those people on, like, to location landed, oh, it looked gorgeous. And I forgot about it till now. So thank you so much for reminding
You're
me.
welcome. I'm trying to.
Mm.
Well, going back to changes and stuff to the concierge rewards, with the update just happened to the website, perfect time to revisit this.
I think naturally it's definitely going to change over time, but I think they do need to sort of do do more, because concierge is, I don't know how they could improve it, but I'm pretty sure they've got a lot of good feedback from people on Spectrum, and it would be nice to see a bit more communication from CIG on that stuff, just to get the ball rolling, because it does feel like th- they just don't care about it anymore, and they don't have to. But you know, we're we're pretty much bankrolling this entire project, so it would be nice to get something as a sort of like thank you for that. Um, if you to keep looking over here, um,
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I mean,
Chat,
come on.
chat's going mental. Do
I
you know what,
mean, come on.
actually? 890
Hold on.
jump exclusive skin when? Let
There
me.
was some leaks for some
Yes,
skins.
yes, yes. So we're looking at getting a gold one, a blue one, and what looks like a Meridian or Penumbra paint for
Oof.
the 890. I've got so many Discord channels.
I mean,
Oh,
this one from Swanky. I mean, come on, if you're paying £20 a month for a subscriber and concierge, I think for the amount we have to put towards the project, we need something back to show some thanks for this. I think in the beginning, you know, they did some great flair. Like, this sounds sad, but having a towel as an item with like UEE on it to put in your hab, brilliant. Like, it doesn't break the game, but you're gonna go into a person's hab and go, "Where the hell did you get that towel?"
I don't
It's
know
like,
about a towel, but yeah, I get what you mean.
yeah, no, they did. There is actual flair for a towel. They also had flair for a lamp, and that lamp that they did as flair started a bloody in-game religion. There is a
I
there
know.
is an org. You know, that I think that's successful flair. Um,
They are all their own individual picture. Wait, one.
I
Open all
mean,
three.
I actually tried bringing some of my first like hanger flair into the new hanger recently. I got the fish tank in, and then like the fish were just like they just come up and they're just limp and they're just like dead on the ground, and then you try and put them into the fish tank, but then you touch the fish tank like very slightly and it just flies. It just like goes like knocks straight across the hanger, and this thing's massive. So yeah, they really need to update some of that old flair.
Right, so let's focus back on the 890 for a moment.
Look at
So,
that.
oh, let me just readjust the size of the.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean that's going to be tasty. We know.
is that is that yellow trim with it as
I
well?
think it's gold. That's definitely gold. I think it's just a reflection of gold. Our very own Hyperion is going to be very, very pleased with us, as probably will a lot of the org. That
That's nice.
this blue just keeps coming back to us in different forms. I think it's, I don't know. You just said it's nice, so obviously you like it. For me,
Well,
it's too blue.
it's
Like,
locational. Like it depends on the location.
mm,
If you have your that 890 like parked in a lake on a beautiful planet and that blue works with it, it's going to look beautiful. But I
yeah.
mean, for the most part, I think many people will go for the Meridian paint job.
Is it just a case of being bored for it? I mean, say for instance, this was the paint they released with, and right now we were looking at the white one that we have now. People would be like, "Oh, oh, that's nice. That
But,
it's a
well,
bit. That's a bit of me. That imagine being out on
the
like
prob
a sun-kissed lake and you're white. It is a beautiful ship still.
well, my problem is just with these single shaders. Like they're just really flat. It's just mm, I couldn't really care less for them. The best um what's it like liveries that I've seen was like the first and the second best in show, which I think was like the 20 the 2948 and like the 2950 or something like that. You had the monochromatic and pink, which was really unpopular at the time, but now everyone's looking for them because they're rare as hell. And you had the monochromatic and yellow, which is and like the I saw recently that the best in show Eclipse, the white one, was like going for sale for like $800, and
Listed,
it's just
not sold.
listed,
I think the last one I saw
not
sold was
sold.
like 350 or 400. It's
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
just because people post it. Like we've said so many
Yeah.
times, it is that price because people haven't bought it at that price. Equally, people
Mm,
go on and go, "Oh, someone's selling one for 700. I'm going to list mine for 700." All of a sudden, it goes this disparity in price is just it's not there. The same dudes are selling the same stuff on the same sites for so long,
yeah.
and then it goes with, "Oh, I sold my last one for this much, so I just found another one in my buybacks or in my hangar. Ah, convenient. I'm gonna sell it for the same price." No, you're not. You're lying. We know you're lying. It's yeah,
It's all
it's annoying.
lies. But yeah, I don't know. Uh, so I think like when it comes to flair, go back to more of the subscriptions. Like, is it if there was anything that you could update the subscription with, what would you do?
I think it'd be a lot more skins. A lot more skins. Um, it's got to be meaningful though. At the same time, it's got to be something that people would really want to inspire people to go up to 25k. Like, who sat there and went, someone's going to spend 25 grand on this game? Like, we know people who have spent 25 grand, and we know people who have spent a lot of money in this game. If we came together as a group and donated that much money to a cause, holy hell, we could do some amazing work with that money. But we didn't, in that sort of regard. We're funding an amazing and beautiful game, and that's the reason why, despite its nuances and things that we disagree with, could be personal or just in general, like in touch with the community, like I'd like to think we are. In regards to say like the flight model and master modes at the moment, it seems like it's going in the wrong direction. We do love this game.
Mm, I mean,
You're welcome to
we
your own
we
opinion.
say that.
We know a few people who are like, yeah, I don't mind it, but they were never PvPers, so they don't care. Right.
Well, I have been, and I do PvP, and like it's not like I don't. But I think a big problem is a lot of changes are happening, and people think that this is the final thing, and it's the final thing because of Squadron being out the door. But ultimately, CIG doesn't have a publisher; it's its own publisher. If it wants to change things up because it's hemorrhaging players, it can. Um, it's got a lot more flexibility than other games do, and a big problem is there's so much changing right now, running up to 4.0. There's so much ship balancing on top of all this sort of stuff. There's just too much happening. It's overwhelming, and people don't know what they're angry at, apart from, are you angry because it's slow speeds? If you were flying at that speed originally, you wouldn't care about it. But because we were flying like 500 SCM, before, now it's a big problem because it's what we remember. But if you were to go away for a few weeks and come back, chances are you probably have a lot of fun in combat, just not as much as you used to. So
It's not. No, it's yes, fun, but competitiveness. Like we've gone over the skin this cat so many times. So we weren't going to talk about this.
I know.
Just quick
I mean,
072 Citizens of the Versid chat. Amazing dude from the community. Shine spotlight on you for a moment. Yeah, does a lot of screenshots in game and makes everyone want 8K systems. But yeah, going back to what you were saying.
8K systems. Oh my god, I used to
Yeah,
look at them all the time. The ones from Overclockers, like
overclockers. Do you mean what you mean? No,
I'm
8K in
thinking 8-pack.
resolution. Yeah, you're thinking 8
Okay,
pack.
cool.
Like I've met that dude.
Yeah,
Dude is
ri-
huge, man. Dude is huge. Like
ripped.
yeah, because obviously he's big bodybuilder. I think
Is that
Scan.
part where he's like, "Nice to meet you," and he like shakes your hand, and your whole body lifts up?
Yeah, but
When-
he's such a chill dude. Massive geek as well. Like loves his gaming. He said obviously because he's got kids and he's sort of moved on a bit in life, it's a bit harder for him to game. His priorities have shifted, and rightly so.
I think
But
a
yeah,
lot of people are chill until they play master modes and then punch the screen.
yeah. So going back to the whole master mode thing, just briefly, it's not about so much having fun. Is A, it feels forced. B, what the hell is the direction going there? And like, if you take into consideration Yogi's Inside Star Citizen, where he's like, I fought tooth and nail to get this in, like against the grain. And from what the devs have said at Bar Citizens, it's like, come, bro, just take it back. Just take it back or find something else. Like, yes, the game was already fun. We loved it. Getting to the top of the competitive ladder with PvP, you had to severely dedicate time and not listen to your inner instincts and actually go with the tutorials from people like Jonathan Winters and like from your org sort of like leadership and go, this
I
is
mean,
something I want to devote time to and actually go and do it. Why did they mess with that equilibrium? It was so good, and now it's
well,
not.
I mean, there's lots of games that you play and you like think because you've got nostalgia, you're like, oh, that was brilliant. We need to go back to that. And when you go back to it and you actually play it, you're kind of like, this wasn't as good as what I remember. And it's kind of the same with what's happening now. People don't remember a lot of the problems that were happening with then. I remember like flying in like a constellation, and a guy in a gladius completely could outrate us and just wipe us out with a gladius. That is something that shouldn't be able to happen because the gladius is a light fighter versus a gunship.
Yeah,
Like
but you
that
have
gunship
armor
should
coming
be able
in.
to take it.
Once armor's in, that's not going to happen, is it?
It still would though. Like you can penetrate armor,
Huh?
and like if like a gladius was able to do that, like a gladius shouldn't be able to get into something so close with something that's got turrets like the constellation does, because the turret should be able to like do some serious damage to it. And it's constant balancing, but I think
So I'm just reading
they're
citizens
kind.
the comment.
What's
Stop,
that?
stop the fighting. Don't fight each other. No, we will fight
Don't
each other
try it.
to the death. Don't try it, Anakin.
Don't try it. Yeah, I mean, eh, I think I saw a lot of people complaining about master modes, and yeah, I didn't like it originally, but I've been low flying recently, and upstrafe seems to be a lot stronger than what it was when master modes first came out. So they do seem to be taking feedback in that area, but like at the same time, it does feel very disconnected, and I would agree with you there. Um, when it comes to it, though, they're throwing everything in for 4.0, and I think they just don't give a shit about polishing it at this stage. They want to get so much stuff in so that all the teams can like make it work with server meshing. Um, I mean, there's so much stuff happening with this next patch. It's it's going to be sort of like the first instance of 4.0 within reason, because a lot of the code for it is 4.0 code, which was leaked on Pipeline. So yeah, there's a lot more to come from it. It'll be interesting to see what happens for 4.0. As they said, they are changing things a lot for it. So whatever we know now will be different again. Yeah,
Can we
I
just
mean, they could be doing all this because of there's so much stuff coming in. Like there might be something to do with the physics model and ships being able to break apart, where they go like, well, actually, if you do fly your ship at that speed, you know, if you were to do it in atmosphere, the forces would be too great that it actually breaks your ship apart, because the physics model in this game is base like they had an actual physicist come in and build it, like very like back in the day.
So, what's slowing you down when you hit SCM mode outside of like Seraphim? That
That
guy must be
well,
like, wait, what? Like, if you've attained a certain velocity without sort of like retro thrusters, like, what's slowing you down, bro?
SCM is like your ship's computer slowing you down. So it's like
Go
it's your
physically.
ship's computer.
Physically, what's slowing you down? The space simulator,
That
right?
no, yeah, there's nothing slowing you down apart from your ship's thrusters.
But it's so sudden. If you bear in mind,
Which which is why like going up to those speeds could be classed as like dangerous. Because like if you're going up to those speeds and you suddenly change, you're gonna be
no, in space you
like
won't because there's no friction.
yeah, but if you do a sudden change, like if you seen in the Expanse where like the ship's going along and then they do a sudden stop, and you see like people have died because
But
they're
if you're not
traveling
strapped
at
in or
excellent
like,
speed.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, we're going slightly off
like
point. I'm not quite sure why this conversation comes up every time we mention like master modes. Like master modes is the changing between modes and stuff, and the slowing down the combat. But let's just chat. If you are, it's been put in there already about like your hammerhead getting taken out by, was it a hawk? Yeah, no, I agree. Like a light medium fight shouldn't be taking out that sort of level of ship. But are we saying it shouldn't damage it at all? Like, can it get the shields down? Can it damage key components on it and essentially disable the ship? Or can it take out turrets? Like, why is it
those
so that the turret rate of turn must match something that's flying past it? Because a light fighter should be able to outdo that at close range. Like, at further range, yeah, sound. But then you've got to bring into the equation teamwork, and okay, well, if you're rolling to the left because it's diving to on your left, then then the turn of the ship can then increase the rate of the turret at close range. Yeah, it's talking about communication with your pilot and your gunner. I still think
I mean,
there's got to be a balance struck there. Like, not
well,
because it's a game, but because it's a simulator.
yeah, I mean, ultimately, I mean, the Hammerhead is for me quite an easy answer because it's a capital support ship that is designed to take out ordnance and fighters in the area. And when you've got so many quad size 4 turrets, if light fighters are able to get in and do damage to its guns, they should be awarded with that. But they shouldn't be allowed to get that close because those turrets are designed to take those ships out. Like,
Well, you
you have
should
to.
have um, sort of an accoutrement of escorts, or what was it called? The Knights version of it.
I th- the thing that will take out hammerheads, like to take out a hammerhead, realistically, you'd need like a couple of heavy fighters and a bomber. So that the heavy fighters can go in, oversaturate it with missiles, it's dumping its countermeasures, and then you've got retaliator coming in, or a gladiator, or you got like 3 harbingers coming in and just dumping off size 5 torpedoes, and you've just got to overwhelm it to the point that the turret guys don't do their jobs correctly. One of them hits, and you're rewarded by knocking out like some of the electronics, which means that 2 of the turrets on the port side are now deactivated because of it, and that's the time where all the light fighters can come in and hit that side. Because you know, like if light fighters got to a point where they were just like with the right pilot, they were just impossible to deal with, and that wasn't just due to skill, that was due to sort of like tech and like desync and stuff like that. People like targeting could be like really difficult, so, people forget a lot about that stuff. And what I'm seeing right now is as a group, people are having more fun in combat rather than one person going, I'm having fun. And you've got 25 people that are all having their asses handed to them and going back to like
Yeah, but then people
regenerate.
need to get good. That is a significant skill issue, and it's that I know it's the whole
But
argument. You can't work a
that
nine to
doesn't
five week and
pay
then
the
come back
bills
and
for a game. That doesn't pay the bills for a game. You've got an MMO here. If you've got 25 people that are unhappy and one person that's happy, what's going to happen to your community?
okay.
They're going to fuck off.
If I know they don't want to implement levels into the game, and they always said it would be about skill. So should
Yeah.
I be able to go and boot up World of Warcraft after never having played it, and in 5 to 10 minutes have grasp of the game, and then in a
No,
week be able
like
to go up against a level 40 guy and be like, yeah,
like there's
matchmake.
skill, right? There should definitely be an element of some sort of skill that gives you an edge. But like that, does that come in like features of how you like to fight close, so you outfit your ship with the right loadout. You know the area, like the system that you're fighting in, so you know the gravity like of Daymar better than someone else does. So you know that you could drop your Gladius to the ground to a certain point and then pull up, and that person doesn't know when to pull up. So it's kind of like in-game knowledge being a benefit rather than knowing that you can try chord and you could completely outmaneuver people. Like, it's so difficult to make you know a, make everyone happy, but if you make the smaller group happy, I think it's going to be a bad thing for the community because you have less people playing. Um, and quite frankly, I'd rather play with 20 guys like the guys that we have in chat here than with just one ace PvP dude. If you want to do that, I would say go to Arena Commander and just like go 1v1 and just duel against someone that's really good.
I
But
would say be careful what you wish for. Yeah, talking about like how many players you want in the game, because the time that you make
we're
it
looking
too
at
easy
1,000.
and too accessible and not worth your time, like let's focus
Yeah.
on the community as a whole here. Every single person that we know that's stuck with Star Citizen and through the bugs and through all the little nuances of it, they are the right type of person for this community. They get it. They're decent people.
But
When
that's
you
saying
make
that every new person that comes in isn't, because new people won't have that knowledge.
if a game is too easy to pick up and play, how toxic is chat gonna get? How
Well,
toxic is the game base gonna get?
that's
Are
not a master
you
mode
going
issue.
to want to go into a game where it is that toxic?
I doubt that will happen because of the combat model. That will because the gameplay loops
It's
take so
it's
much
everything.
time. Like the people that those toxic communities are sort of like Call of Duty. They're the instant gratification games. Star Citizen isn't an instant gratification game. It's a marathon, and you won't get the reason why we got a good community is because this game tests people's patience, and the people that stay are the ones that are right for it.
Yeah, but
So,
people have stayed to get better at the game. If you're shortening that distance, you say it's a marathon, yeah, sound, but it seems like if I, after 2 years or a year or so, can take on Chong from our org, who was significantly better beforehand, you are shortening that journey and that
yeah,
distance,
but
which is making the
where,
game more
where,
accessible, which is going to make that. So you're going to see someone go, "Oh my god, they're going to do me in now," and
but
just be
what
like,
that's like Chong has so much experience that he's found a place now where he's training people up to a level that they weren't before, and that makes him invaluable to an org and in a fight. And that's why you know what happens in a fight when two groups get together, who's the first person they target? Chong, because he has the most experience.
I now target Chong because I can take him out, like because of the
No,
fight model changes.
you target Chong because you don't want him to get behind you. Like you, if like when it was three of us versus you, Chong, and I think who was a Mag? No, it was Magnus, me, and someone else, and then it was you, Chong, and someone else. And our order of kill was Chong, you, and then that because we knew the skill level of all those guys. So that was kind of like the delete list, and because we were friends, we knew what to go for.
Hmm.
But I think that um people need to just have a little bit more faith because this game, I mean, Bunkers has come back, reputation's still crap for it, and Bunkers have never been better, and the same will happen for combat in space because there's no way that they're going to allow to push a game where its main underlying mechanic is so boring that people are just going to leave. That because the game won't survive. Um, so yeah, but do I like it entirely? No, it's just there's a lot of hate for it, and it's not even finished. So I was there. I posted a really bad bad post about master modes, but it's sort of won me over because I remember us all being in light fighters against hammerheads, swirling around it, people colliding, and that's not a skill issue. When you have 20 people around a hammerhead in close quarters, that's gonna happen because there's no way that you can constantly look from side to side when there's 20 people going around it. And
CJ, do your
I
thing.
think what's this?
Thank you, Swanky.
Bye, Bob, bro. Nice. I target Trong because I dislike Buckfast.
Anyway, so a lot of what I say about this comes from community. It's not necessarily from just myself.
But
Not
the
everything I say is actually like a replication of my own thing. Like, do I
I
like that I can take on John? Absolutely. Do I feel bad for him? No, absolutely. And I would have
oh
liked it
yeah,
where it remained because Chong was known. He wasn't infamous. He was famous amongst
I,
PvPs because they'd come up against him. And right, let's take him for example. When we would come up against others, he would say, "Oh, I know that guy. Yeah, he's good. Like, you want to watch out for that dude." That's not gonna. That's never gonna happen again.
okay. I need to tell you something because this is like the person I used to be dab hand at PvP like back in the day. Like I've been here for like 13 fucking years, and then when Chong came, I fucking taught him like how to fly a ship. And then me and him, we played for ages with him and Mash. We had a great time. And then Chong over fuck he went over and beyond and literally just no, like he just sucked it all in, and like I went away for a bit, and he got really, really bloody good to the point that I couldn't touch him.
Hmm.
What Chong's going through right now, I went through like years ago. Because I saw the guy that I trained just get to a point where I was just like, I don't know what this guy's doing, and he's just handing my ass to me. So like this, I've been through like 3 different flight models, probably 4 or maybe 5 now. Like this is something that has happened a lot. Um, but you know, I wasn't always a bad PvP pilot. There was a time with synchronizers or synchronous. We had an actual org competition for PvP combat, and I came top of the org, and I was like the PvP champion for like 1 month, and then Chong came back in the second time and wiped the floor with me. But there was a
Hmm.
time where I beat both Mash and Chong. I was lucky, but I was able to do it. Um, and I think right now, comparing fleet battles to back then to how they are now, you're seeing so many more people are actually having a lot more fun because yes, it's slower, but that gives you more time to go, oh, that's really pretty. That just happened. You can take it in a lot more faster. Whereas I said, what was it? Xeno threat, like where you had to like help the javelin out. I can't remember the name of the event. It's gone from my mind. But a lot of it was people would come in, they'd fly, they'd take stuff out, they'd collide with someone, and then they'd be spawning it at a space station. The amount of trips they'd have to do back because there's so many people in the area, and NPC ships were just not really sure what they were doing.
Hmm.
Um, the slowing down of combat might be a really good benefit to it. I think people just need to have a break from Star Citizen for a bit and then come back with a
I
fresh head.
The numbers would suggest that a lot of people have had a break or are having a break, an extended
Yeah,
break as well from the game, which is a shame.
but don't forget that's also because of Space Marine. What's it
It's
like?
not that much because of Space Marine.
Space Marine 2 and World of Warcraft. They have impacted the game numbers. We know that because literally today we had one person say that he's playing with 3 of our org mates on World of Warcraft, and that's just the guys from
Mm.
America. There's other people that I've seen from our Europe group that are doing that sort of stuff. So um,
And Uncle
yeah.
Mackie,
Oh,
why are
look, look,
you
look, look.
playing WoW right now? Is it
See?
because WoW is better, or was WoW? It's kind of hold on a second. So, if Star Citizen was what it was, would you be as inclined to play WoW? Because I quit anytime.
No, because WoW
or
is addictive.
if Star Citizen had been what it was, obviously you were going to check it out anyway because you were saying, "Oh, we're going to check it out." Um, or would it have been that is propelled to higher than what it is, or is it the quality of Star Citizen is like? Does that make any sense? Like,
I think
we don't.
it's nostalgia. Like most of the people that are playing WoW now, they played it back in the day. Like we're talking 2004, and they stayed up all night, and they've got friend groups that are around it that are probably going back,
Mm,
and like that's why they get into it.
well,
He only
from
does it recreationally.
from my
Yeah, that's what
extended
Bill's saying.
scrolling through what the community is saying, at least those that are vocal are like, I just can't do it because this is just it's removed the fun from it. Like, but you go on about
I mean,
nostalgia. I come across this earlier. Take a little hiatus. This I see no. I don't know if you've ever played Final Fantasy VII. And I just saw that one thing. I was like, oh, dude, the gold saucer. I love the gold saucer. Do I go back and get the original game on Steam or do I must have bought that game 17 times. It's either between that or Skyrim. And how many games have I bought the most? Yeah, do I really want to put much time in to go back to the gold saucer? I don't know. I don't know, go and
oh
breed them
god.
chocobos. Yes, people do like to complain. People like to complain, and people don't like change. And yeah, but also people want change. It's weird. It is weird, but
Well, you know
we
what?
said we wasn't going to talk about this, so
It's the old age thing of trying to please everyone, and you just can't. But at the end of the day, like CRG have to make money, or else this project won't work. And if it means making this game more viable for the masses rather than a specific small group, then that's what they're gonna have to choose, and if it makes the players leave, then so be it. But I mean, I've like I said, I've been here since 2013. I'm still playing, and I don't touch many other games apart from I did install Star Wars Galaxies again, and I did also look at Freelancer again.
And did you just
Of
happen
the
upon nostalgia, or was that as a reaction? Be honest with
I I
yourself.
I I've had that was nostalgia. Like nostalgia being because I've been talking about it. I've been thinking it more, and it's partly because of this podcast that I've been talking about it because we think about how the gameplay works. Um, but yeah,
Hell
there's
of a
definitely some
coincidence
nostalgia
when it
there.
comes to timing that you decide to reinstall a game that's so old.
Well, don't forget that I also was in Scotland for 2 weeks, plus work has been absolutely banging. So it's come at a really good time that this patch has been absolute shite until now, where I came back and bunkers are great. They're working fine. Hauling is kind of fun. I'm loving the new exosuit. The exosuit C2 combo is fantastic. Recommend it. Um, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to CitizenCon.
So, what missions are you looking forward to? Like, what's the thing that really wants to get you back into the game? Is it just bunkers?
Distribution centers and like the dungeon stuff for that, and also the mission overhaul, which is coming with 4.0. Because when we get mission overhaul, they're going to be hopefully doing some interesting stuff. Someone just went, "I'm sorry, Ethan." Just have to double check that. What does he put? I can't see. I can't see it. I would have played Galaxies and then I made a WoW mistake. Yeah, no, that's easy, man. WoW was pretty much the thing that put the nail in the coffin for Star Wars
I
Galaxies,
mean,
so no problem there. I played WoW too back in the day. Murlocs, mate.
it's kind of like, it dropped. I went to Valheim. You came to Valheim for a bit. Malky came to Valheim, as did CJ, as did Spectre, as did Swanky, I believe, for a bit, if I remember rightly.
Well,
And
that
then
that wasn't necessarily because of Star Citizen though. That was because we had a LAN party and we played Valheim all together because we really enjoyed it. Like the fact that Star Citizen has always been on like a Bezier curve of like a just a camelback, just going up and down. Like it's always had drop off and then a lot of people coming on. Yes, there's probably more now, but
it
people
follows that
just
though. Like WoW as well. WoW released an update, and people were like, bit of nostalgia, bit of let's go check this out. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But I mean, so how many people have you seen playing Space Marine 2?
not as many as I thought. Being
Well, I
honest,
mean,
not
you
as
and
many
I were
people.
both
I
playing
mean,
it.
I have it. You
My
have it.
friend who's a farmer has it. Like I know like 5 people that have been playing it, and I don't have many friends, so for me that's a lot.
Yeah,
Um, and then like I don't know. Uh, yeah, just seen a lot of people talk about WoW. Um,
I haven't seen anyone playing Outlaws. Like on
I
my Steam
guarantee,
list, no one on my Steam list has been playing Outlaws.
I guarantee we're gonna be seeing if we're seeing they've already leaked um homesteads for CitizenCon. If we see them, if we see crafting, these are the things that
FOMO is going to kick in hard with
well,
with base building. People are going to be like, I really want that area, but there could be another area that's better. But I'm just going to take this area. People
the,
are going to make
the
some
reason
bad decisions.
the reason why piracy is quite boring right now is because cargo's not really at a decent place. Like there should be whole seas filled with goods going like there should be lanes of whole seas and like freighters like going from space station to space station. There's not because the freight lifts are all buggered. The whole sea's not working. It can't dock to stations. I know because I tried today. Um, you know, if that's not working, piracy's not going to work. But when these things come in, crafting, base building, it legitimizes mining, salvaging, all these other gameplay loops that they got in. And you're getting that ecosystem is sort of becoming into a circle, and that gameplay loop sort of like feeds itself. Um, Who said Pioneer? I saw Pioneer.
Hope we get base spoon before we get the Pioneer Mark II.
Don't say Pioneer Mark II. My wallet can't take it. Like that just
Maybe that's the reason we don't have an MSR Mark II, is because data running is still not in.
don't say MSR Mark II. Like honestly,
There's
like
been such loud voices in the community asking for that underground storage bit to be done away with. I don't think they realise that it will make the height of the hangar at the back smaller, meaning that some ground vehicles might not fit. But
not entirely, because it goes underneath the hangar. I'm
does
pretty sure it
no,
does.
no, it doesn't. Because you come to the end, you open the door, and it
That's
opens
right.
that
Yeah.
like side.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
There's got to be an advantage to that. Like maybe the cargo you hide under there can't be scanned. There's got to be an
Well,
advantage to that.
I mean, to be honest, it's a nice gimmick, but once one person's been in one MSR, that's no longer a secret, and the space is lost.
Right, we're
So,
getting on a bit now. This right tasty part, at least I think it's tasty, is why not make each person's ship a bit more unique in that they can choose maybe which piece of that chess piece puzzle is what is removed to open the thing, or some other design for how the person chooses to open their particular door, because then that would stop other people from just going, oh, I'm going to move that to there and get access. But
I
also
think
along those lines is when
yeah.
you have a multi-crew ship, your crew can be allocated quarters, and they get a coded system for either the door to go into the hab, or when they're in the hab, a coded entry to their storage on board that ship. So you're on your Idris, you've got your own suit and weapons sort of area where you can store your own personal stuff, and other people won't be. Do you know what? I'm going to have that.
Hmm.
Joe, theft will be rife. But yeah, and say for instance that player doesn't come on for a week, then the code gets reset to whatever the captain knows it is. You can either just decide to leave it, and the player's code will still work in 2 weeks when they come back from holiday, but make it more unique. Bring in sort of those things. Obviously, it's probably stuff for down the line, but yeah, no, completely agree. Like once one person knows it, everyone knows it. Like cool.
Yeah, I think the thing when it comes to ships like that, it's the functionality that's going to make it more successful rather than the gimmicks. So like when you have storage areas in an MSR, like I imagine that ship, because it's a data runner, to really not worry so much about the weapons, have a much sleeker profile, kind of similar to the C1, bit bigger, with the dish on it and stuff. But you're basically relying on your speed, your fuel capacity, and your stealth capabilities for that sort of stuff. And that's kind of what I would like to see. If they brought out a freighter that had stealth capabilities that was specific for smuggling, I would snap that up instantly. Like, and I think a big part of that comes to secret compartments. Like you say, a coded system. So you open a panel and then there's like a little pad, and you type a number in there that you've set, predetermined, and then you can enter that inventory and put whatever you want in there, and it's shielded against like scanning and stuff like that.
Mm.
That's the sort of stuff that I think is going to really be more beneficial than
Or you've got the
someone going,
opportunity to like have a percentage chance of being successfully scanned.
yeah, which it's pretty cool that we're talking about this because ultimately this goes under our tweaks subject. So
It's,
we kind
it's a
of
bin
stayed
tweak.
on topic.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you meant
Yeah.
not our own tweaks.
But
I thought you meant tweaks of something's
no,
come out like this is coming.
well, I think of all the ships that require tweaks the most is the Freelancer series. It is the old guard. I still have my Max, and that thing, people go, it's already received updates. Compared to like the Constellation and everything else from that time, it hasn't. They've just had components added. That's it. Like, I think the last big update for that ship, the Freelancer series, was in the hangar module,
Mm.
which was a long time ago. And that should, like, the Zeus Clipper is coming out. And I'm like, oh God, I really need to upgrade to that. If only it'd been $5 more, like I would upgrade to it. But like nostalgia, this ship was my first multi-crew ship that I purchased, and I spent like pretty much a year just being in a hangar module, going into it, sitting in crap graphics, but they were great at the time, and just like moving the yoke, and then like just walking around pretending you were like flying in space. Like that was all you could do. Um, but there's so much they could do to that ship. The size that it is doesn't need 4 seats. Take 2 of those seats out. Make the turret at the back remote, so you remove like those things that come down. You've got more space for cargo. The engines on the Max, make them vertically aligned rather than horizontally aligned, and redo the landing gear. You can make it a really nice ship, but you know, gold pass, and they've got like over 250 ships to gold pass or something like that.
Don't envy that, do you? That's a lot of work.
I
And the
I
more
just want to
changes they make,
say,
the more times I got to go back and re-gold pass them.
if Dan, John Crew, or any of the ship teams ever see this podcast, we love you guys. Thank you for staying in there, because the amount of ships that were concepted and then these people got poached by like Disney or anything like that. Um, like the original guy that concepted the Endeavour got poached. Um, you know, there's a lot of that going on because the work they do is just brilliant. So keep it up, but stay with us.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Going back to Swanky, yeah. Likes the idea of coded entry. Shouldn't be able to go and walk onto the bridge of a ship that you're either not in the party with or just a passenger. Yeah, I mean, like that came in because of 9/11, and this is many years in the future. Like, why is it not something you can have as a locked cockpit, for instance? Yeah, because you even if you sneak onto a ship, you just roll onto the onto the bridge and take out the pilot. Adds another element to the game.
That's another reason why the C2 is one of the best cargo ships to defend. Because if they want to if they get into the hangar, yeah, they have to unload everything manually. But if they want to take the whole ship, they need to get into the second level, and like you only have the lift or the ladder that they can get in. And like CJ pointed out at the very back, you've got these little areas which you can drop down. You've got like a nice little kill slot where you can shoot anyone coming out. There's like very little cover for these guys, and then the corridor to the bridge is just one kill zone. Like
Yeah,
it's really good.
Swanky, you can do that. I do that already.
Also, let me
Oh wait,
remote
does he
in.
mean remote as in out of the ship? Because you can open close all
I,
doors when you're in your cockpit,
I actually think
and this means
what
beep
they
beep.
they
Just
I
goes-
I did remember them saying something like they don't want AI like automatically flying your ship, but what they did look at doing is sort of like a remote call to your ship. So if you say got down on the ground, you're in a cyclone, you drive like 2 clicks away, you're like, I can't drive the cyclone that far. Like there's a solar flare about to hit. You can just go to your mobi-glass and go, uh, come to me, and the ship will fly to you and land in an area that's suitable for you.
All I can think of
Like
is Tomorrow Never Dies, where James Bond calls forward his BMW and it drives up to him.
Stamper.
Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, buddy, we've been
Those
going for
hits
nearly
across
2 hours now.
Oh my god. Look at that. Wow.
Been a long time. We'd save stuff
Yeah,
for future episodes.
I
We
think we
really need to
do.
bin off this whole master modes discussion debate, and quite clearly because of the
I
new announcement,
it
they're not listening to what the community is saying. They obviously got their own, or they're really
well,
doubling down on what they think is going to be right for the game and for the community. Or I personally
you
think it's gearing up for a more accessible console release, and people say, but one dog, you can still use a gamepad now. Yes, you can, but it's going to be a lot more accessible to someone on a controller because they're not going to have to contend with such high speeds. Okay, slow it all down. It'll become more like Starfield, which is a shame
but
if it
they
is.
have improved strafe. I just think,
That's
if they
one
could
aspect.
improve, it's one aspect, but it was a big aspect for like the low flyers. They just need to tweak it so it's not single thrust, it's multi like thrust,
Mm.
like what's it, multi-vector thrust? Like, but then they could do that, and it could make things worse. Like, we just gotta see. But I think,
Yeah, I think I'd be happy if it was like this for Squadron 42, but we had what we had for PU. Like,
but I have seen people that are in the Evocati and in First Wave that have turned around to me and gone, actually, I like master modes.
there are people.
So
Yeah,
that there are people there that generally like master modes, and there's people out there that generally hate it. Um, so it's really, really, really turbulent right now because it's
do
kind of
yeah,
like
do remember that master
48.
modes is not necessarily flight mode, they're entwined. It's hard to pick out. Like, it also
Yeah,
isn't master modes versus, can you destroy a capital ship with a light fighter? It's it's nuanced. It's like a Venn diagram. It overlaps, but they're not like exclusive.
yeah. I was just saying, all hail Strafe. Thanks to Swanky there.
Oh,
That's
hell,
definitely
the
it.
strafe. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
multifaceted, darling. Yes,
Indeed,
putting on the
quite.
finest English language.
Anyway, I
But you are
think we've
correct.
given these guys too much this
Too
week.
much to think
Like,
about. Go on, last questions. Chuck them in chat. Or
yeah, yeah. Go on,
have you
give
been
us some
here?
good
Are you
ones.
tired? I have never heard of that word. That is got to be fake.
Indubitably,
Indubitably. Indubitably.
indubitably.
It sounds like a real word.
Maelstrom will make all make sense.
Oh, but you can rip wings
Yeah,
off.
yeah, because they talked about tensile density and stuff like that. So I think that's what they said, tensile density, where like a light fighter surfaces won't be as dense as say that of like a heavy fighter. So if you pull like a hard turn in a turbulent area or like a
In
thick
atmosphere.
environment
Yeah.
in atmosphere, you could rip off like a part of your ship. Like, but you can still make hard, like quicker turns in something larger. You just might not want to do that. Um, and then the moment that like you've lost a part of your wing, that's going to be a massive disadvantage in atmosphere.
Have I missed something? Swanky just put Misk Fortune Gib ship. Is there a Misk Fortune?
There was a hint added that it's
Is this the
fortune.
sneak peek I seen this
Do you know
earlier?
what I hope it is? I'll tell you what I hope it
It's
is.
like a
I
mini
hope
Odyssey.
I hope it's a medium salvaging vessel between the Vulture and the Reclaimer. If they do that, that would be sweet. Leaks at a medium. Really? Have they confirmed it? Well, have the leaks confirmed that it's medium salvage?
From months ago. Right, I need
Oh
to
my
find. I
god.
saw the image. So I think it was on Twitter
If it's
earlier.
medium salvage, my Vulture is going bye bye. Because I don't want any Drake ships on my hangar. Do you hear me, One Dark?
I do not hear you.
Do you get me, bruv?
No, I don't. I like the Vulture. Like, really like the Vulture. Missed Fortune. Some details from the salvage arm. Seat access from ladder.
I think Fortune is
Does
code.
that mean the seat's on a ladder and it comes down? Or you ladder
You,
up to the cockpit and get in?
you know what? They're doing like Misk is getting a lot of tasty stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if because you know they're focusing a lot on RSI right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the next manufacturer that they focus heavily on will be Misk
Mm.
because everything's pretty much in alignment for the Endeavour to really have its work done. They need to get the Odyssey in. The Freelancer series needs a shitload of love. Um, and I'm trying to think what else is there. If they're bringing out this new ship, they've done a lot of work recently with the Hull Sea and um, oh god, if they've already done work to this Misfortune, whatever it is, the more work they do on these new ships makes it easier for them to go back to the old stuff and they can use that as
Do you
reference.
mean the old stuff, like the ships that haven't been released to bring out? Because I know obviously we've got the whole RSI chain going at the moment, and they came out ages ago and was like, yeah, this is going to be this, and this because it will help. We reuse the assets on these particular ships and make it easier. So is this like a step to the Odyssey?
Where if it's salvaging, it's a step to the Reclaimer. gameplay functionality wise.
Right.
So you go Vulture, Misfortune. If it is medium salvaging, Reclaimer.
This is salvage
And I
arm.
think with that, what you're gonna find with the Reclaimer is when they do the Reclaimer Gold Pass, the cargo area needs doors that can open up to space so you can get the cargo on and off, because that lift is not fit for purpose for like the 16 SU crates that you can print in that
Mm.
thing. And if they do that, I could see them probably, swapping it out so it's one big printer and you could do size 7 crates and just stack them up, and they could remove that whole gantry and all those chains and stuff that block you from using that whole area to its fullest. I could see the Reclaimer getting a bit of a size increase.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because can it crack an Idris? I can't remember if it can. I think it can,
Is it
but
MSR
like,
can be cracked by a Vulture and everything else can be cracked by a Reclaimer? Obviously, Idris not in game yet to test, so.
well, no, people did try with the Idris on events and stuff, and I don't think it worked.
Okay.
Um,
So there'll be something bigger. This will be like the
well,
Orion of Reclaimers.
well, no, the Reclaimer is the capital ship of salvaging.
Hmm.
So I think I wouldn't be surprised, rather than
Oh, you mean make
keeping that.
that just bigger too?
Yeah, because it
Okay.
doesn't make sense for them to bring something that's slightly bigger than the Reclaimer, rather than just increasing the size of the Reclaimer, tuning it out a bit better and making it able to. I mean, when that claw gets its proper functionality, it's designed for ripping apart capital ships. Salvaging of an Indris did not work. Thank you, Ambassador Kobe. Great to see you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Right, chat's going to help me out here because I cannot for love nor money find that sneak peek that I saw earlier.
Some people will find that if they do update the Reclaimer like that, there'll be a lot of unhappy people because a lot of people like it because they get the alien vibe from it.
Yes.
But
Yeah. But they could probably
I,
still keep that sort of like key feature in, sort of like how it just aesthetically reminds them from
yeah,
that. They would have to remodel Ghost Hollow.
there's a lot of rooms in. Yeah, they would have to remodel Ghost Hollow. You're right there. There's a lot of rooms inside the Reclaimer that isn't directly applicable to the gameplay loops that salvaging has currently. Like, you got that munching area and stuff like that. Are they going to keep that? Is it just there for aesthetics, or are they going to make that actually like functionally viable? Because that is essentially wasted space at the moment. Um, but yeah, oh god, I could just talk about this forever.
Yeah, same.
Guys, got to help me. Can we just get like, let's say let's do 2 questions from chat and then call it there. How about that?
Whilst they're typing those in, so CJ and I are looking to do a 24-hour thing next year for Game Blast. I don't know if I've covered this with you, but we were like, okay, we can do a couple of hours of QD here and there, and outside of those hours, our play style within the game is going to purely depend upon the stack of cards. And there'll be a couple of jokers in this deck. You pull the joker, you have an hour of Vulture salvaging. And if that comes between hours 20 to 24, I can guarantee I will fall asleep on stream.
How do I think? Because he's using like he's got like he's got a couple of people that we know as characters in this card game. How do I know he's not photoshopping me as some clinically obese freelancer like what's no misc hold D pilot, like arm out the side just like that, with like bennies like all down the back of this thing? Like, I think that would be like
We're
his
not,
hero
we're not,
character
we're
for me.
not talking about that though.
Oh, you talk about the other thing.
But so there's an actual physical stack of cards that will be like, okay, now you're going to go and do
He's
bunkers.
actually printing them.
Now you're going to do, no, it's just gonna be like, we just make them print and whatever. Like, but the fact is that it's going to remain, and it'll be shuffled, and it'll be like, okay, cool. First activity, what we doing? And yeah, somewhere within there, we pull a joker, and it'll be like, okay, great. Yeah. Size 6 diabetes machine. Right.
That's type. That's type 6, mate.
I was hoping we'd have a question or two.
Yeah, please, guys. Wait, hold on. We do. CJ, do you think?
Unless everyone's chinned it and
That,
gone to sleep. I don't know. I don't have the stream up, so
come
I
on,
can't see how many people were
come on.
in
Let's
or
get some
out
questions
right now.
regarding today's topic, which has been
Is Citizen of the Verse still here?
tweaks. What's it? What was it? We said the title was for today. Help me out here. Tweaks.
Uh, what's it? Leaks and tweaks.
Leaks and tweets. There we go.
Quite a nice
Vandal
title.
Cleaver.
So,
Okay, right. CJ's persistent.
what do you want to
He
know about the
wants.
Cleaver?
He,
You're the one that knows about it. Am I excited for it? Hell yeah! Is it?
do you think we'll
Well,
ever see it?
is it gonna look like the Prowler? Ugh.
I think yes, they will eventually release it. Will it be after
In
Squadron
fact,
42? No. I think it'll be after Squadron 43 or whatever that is.
I think focus on getting Squadron 42 out the door, make some money that's gonna tide us over, hire more devs and spread them. The last thing I want to see is everyone
Squadron
goes.
328.
See everyone that's come onto the PU now just get everything in and then go off to make Squadron 43, and it ends up just being like a one person on the ship team and one person here, one person there. Have you ever seen the end of 22 Jump Street? And it's like 23, 24, 25 Jump Street, and it's like it goes up to meet grandpas and stuff.
I just I just like the bit where they're all sat in the office and Ice Cube's there and he just finds out that so and so slept with his daughter and it's just like whoa going around the office.
You
Like that
bragged
was
to
quite
that face. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
sad to
Obviously,
see.
clearly, there's no questions, no burning questions coming from chat.
Well,
So
yeah, there was an Idris one from Kobe, so let's give him
it's
this
more
one
of a
because he's trying to say
oh, when we get
that
your
will
citrus, yeah.
that will be after Squadron 42, apparently, according to CIG.
I just hope we manage to get the
Or
player
no,
base back up in
like I
time for
mean,
that.
it's going to be with Squadron 42. That's what they said. Um. Okay, Swanky, you got anything for us?
I'd say they've tested it quite well. The last couple of events.
Yeah, definitely. There's just a couple of rooms missing, but it's had a lot of testing
Yeah.
behind closed doors and in live events. Um.
Yeah, it's gonna be class, man. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I might be
hope
coming over your way next Saturday for plastic
my
crack
way or
reasons.
Swanky's.
Swankies.
Damn it! You
I,
raised my hopes and trashed them.
I have just passed through yours yesterday and today though. On the train.
I,
I have places to go, people to see, unfortunately. But
well, that just makes me sad.
yes, you are. You are Star Citizen Royalty. Everyone there that's worth knowing knows you. That's for sure.
Uncle Malky.
It's
All right,
funny the amount of
let's
people I
ask
bump
each
into
other.
in the community. I'm like, just talking. I'm like, you know apples? Yeah, I know apples. I know. Yeah, he's a quality guy.
I've got a question for you, One Dark.
Oh no.
Between
Star
let's
Citizen
have a look.
Lawn Mowing Simulator. What am I about to play next?
Misc ships. If you were going to see the Endeavour or the Odyssey come out, which one would you like to see come out first, and why?
Odyssey, because I plan to have one. There's something about it that's just like, yeah, that looks decent. I know, which is kind of a bit counterintuitive. It might be that I go to the Odyssey and then later try and acquire a master set. I don't know, but I think the real pull with that is the fact it does science. It's a dual do everything ship, from space farming and everything down to science. It's gonna be interesting to see what science comes in. I obviously see all the labs at all the outposts, but there's no real direction on where that's going.
Right.
I would rather see Quanta come in. than
Oh
anything.
yeah, definitely. Everyone wants that.
I will
Um,
test Quanta.
credits will do fine. um, go on. Ask me a question. Make a good one.
Mm.
Star Citizen related.
Oh, you bugger! You knew it was coming.
Ah!
Everyone that wants to talk about plastic crack will meet up in the org chat afterwards, and then yeah, we can rethink our lives. Okay. Question for you.
I think what we need to do for you, because haven't decided on your chapter, let's get a die, and we need to put
I know I actually want to
paint.
choose. I actually want
We
to
need to
choose.
paint a color for a chapter, and then we just roll it and see which one you get.
No, no, no.
Blue, the boy. Red, the mother.
Oh gosh. I don't really know what to ask you because everything I want to ask you, I've already asked you. Like, what you guys don't see is like before we jump on these, we're talking about stuff, and sometimes we
Hold
do
on, fuck you,
slip
CJ.
into
This
QD.
beard is great. This beard is great. How dare you? You
Patchy
can't
bits.
even have one. Like, I saw you had some sort of Spanish thing going on without being able to connect it. I don't know what you call it as a beard, but no one makes fun of my beard. My beard is great. I'm like a little panda bear. Lovely.
Okay, so you've got a synchronous hoodie already. Do you want a QD hoodie or do you want a QD hat?
Hoodie.
I want a hoodie.
Collections of hoodies are much nicer.
Yeah, but you can only wear one at a time. You can only wear one hat at a
See
time,
my
but you
head?
can take more hats with you. You can hoodies.
Very few hats work well on my head.
Swanky, how much would you want to
Like,
buy a hoodie for if we were to make them? Not that we have them in time for SitCon, like on scale, I would imagine, unless I put something in tomorrow.
nah, it's too soon. But that's okay.
My concept of money and
There's
clothing is warped. Wait. These will be limited edition LTI. So maybe,
Aw.
yeah, that would definitely be the sort of benchmark to aim for, within it? 30 quid.
I'll be wearing like
I like
'cause
CJ's answer.
we're staying Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Mm,
Sunday, and coming back Monday. I'll take probably three hoodies with me, and like on the CitizenCon one, that's where I wear the synchronous one because it's got your name on the arm
You're
or on the
incorrect.
chest.
We're going on Wednesday.
What? I will be there Wednesday night.
Yeah, you just said Thursday, so we'll be there Wednesday night. Onwards, it's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
Plus, we've got something
Maybe-
to announce to you like next week. All like, yeah, cool. Tim, right? We are rabbiting. It's been 2 hours and 14 minutes, so I'm going
Thank
to bid
for
you
being so
all
patient with
adieu.
us.
Cool. I'm not going to do raid, so I think we just let's leave it there. Thank you everyone for dropping in. Oh my god, chat has been popping off tonight. So yeah, incredible. Thanks everyone. If you want to talk plastic crack, we'll be in server and you can berate me
Hold on.
all you like.
One last question.
Send.
Okay, you can choose between Blood Angels, Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, or Imperial Fists. Who do you choose?
Based upon lore or based upon looks?
Either or.
I always like Space
Your
Wolves
choice.
because they had the pointy
Yeah.
schnauts. I really liked that growing up. Yeah.
I originally had Space Wolves, but
I didn't go for
I stopped
Space
playing.
Marines.
I had Space Wolves and then I switched to Tau. And if I was to go back now, I'd definitely choose Imperial Fists.
Okay. Is that because you like something I'm not going to say on stream? Anyway,
I mean, we've said worse things on
have
this
we?
channel.
I don't know. So
My
I
master mode.
we're talking plastic crack now. Okay, so I went for Astra Militarum.
We're not talking plastic crack. That was just one question to
Okay, that's
sign
one
off
question.
with.
Okay, fine.
Go listen. Like we all know that your money should be going to ships and nothing but ships.
I think I've
Like,
spent
we have
enough
a
money on
mission
ships.
here.
I have spent
We
enough
have a
money on
mission.
ships.
We have a mission to bring this damn game into life. God damn it!
I
but it
would rather
takes
spend my
guts.
money on Warbond CCUs at this point.
Miss Fortuna.
We'll see.
Or fortune, misfortune, not fortune. It's too close to it.
Maybe
God
it
damn
is a ship that's coming for Fortune in the next year. Who knows?
too close. Chaos fisting, power fisting.
You need to stop edging on ships, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Eason doesn't shut up. That's only because I have airtime now
So we're
since
supposed to be
you're
leaving.
not here. Let's hug each other before the 30k comes.
What, like virtually? No. Wait, just ah.
Oh, oh.
So
Bye guys,
gay.
thanks.
Anyway, right, yeah, thank you everyone for dropping. I mean, they brought it into. Oh, here we go again. Brought it into Helldivers, didn't they?
Cringe. He says cringe, he's just jealous.
It was a little bit cringe. But yeah. For the umpteenth time, thank you
You're
everyone
just
for checking in.
embarrassed.
And yeah, we will catch you all soon. And if you carry on, I have no option than to do the
Yeah.
obvious.
You're just embarrassed. Like, you know, what happened it was at Belgium. We had a great time.
And what did happen in Belgium?
We had a great time.